What's up, y'all? Welcome to Mindful Reality, the channel that covers reality TV from a mental health perspective. So, I was thinking about something kind of interesting today. Thinking about something a little bit interesting. So, I watch a lot of podcasts. Well, not a lot, but I watch podcasts sometimes when I can. And I've been getting kind of back into listening to podcasts in the morning. And I was watching an interesting one today. It was from like a year ago with Roger Federer and Trevor Noah, and they got to a part where they were talking about something that everyone talks about nowadays, which is AI. So Roger Federer was getting into a little bit of a technical discussion about how he used to prepare for a tennis match and how he used to prepare for the opponent he was playing against and all that stuff. And he said that towards the end of his tennis career, AI started to be used. AI and analytics basically started to be used as a way in coaching for the coach to tell you how to play. Like you would be like, okay, when the person is on their second serve, 73% of the time they're going to serve towards the backhand. So the chances are, the odds are for them serving towards the backhand because you're playing the statistics. If you watch sports a lot, you always hear the commentators talk about how they play the statistics. And I've also heard people talk about that in basketball, where they're like, okay, we have all the 3-point percentages of each of these players on these various spots on the floor. So they're like, I am going to allow for this person to beat me. Like, let's say somebody who averages 23% from the top of the key as a basketball player, and then all the other players that are on the court with that person are 30% shooters or higher. And then you're like, well, I don't want any of the other four to shoot because this is the one that is most likely to miss. And then you get into that game and that person starts cooking. And you're like, well, some coaches are like, you know what? This person is a 23% shooter and all the other people shoot higher than this person. So we've executed the game plan. We've executed the game plan if that person just suddenly starts shooting 80% because that's not what they usually shoot. And, so they deserve to win. Hi, Shanna. And other coaches are like, we are going to have that game plan to let that 23% shooter take all those shots. But if we get into the game and they make 6 shots, they go 6 for 6. Now we're like, this person is hot this day, so it's time to make some adjustments. So Roger Federer was talking about how he was somebody who always preferred to go by the feel of the game. He said, he would look at the statistics, watch the watch the game tapes, and know somebody's general strengths and weaknesses, but that he would also have an intuition and a feel for what they were doing on that particular day. And he might see that somebody typically does one thing, in most of their matches, but that day they came with this other thing. And if you're not able to adjust, thank you. I'm not going to be on here long either. If they're not able to adjust, and thanks for your support, if they're not able to adjust, then they're just going to get beaten, and then they're just going to be sitting with their statistics and say, I did all the right things. And Trevor Noah said something interesting that I liked, actually, where he was just like, you know what? The thing about using statistics is that statistics rely on the past to predict future outcomes. And I was like, hmm, that is a really good point that I never really thought of. And it's like, I'm thinking to myself, the AI that I use the majority of the time is Chat GPT. I would say that's the AI that I use the most. And it takes a collection of data of things that have already happened. And then he used an example of like relationships, Trevor Noah did. And he said, somebody suggests, hey, if you give your wife or your girlfriend some flowers, it's going to smooth things over after that argument. And then the person being like, no, well, I gave her flowers before and she was still angry. There's some nuances to life and there's some emotional components to it. And one of them, he was talking about, that's assuming that this person is going to do and react the same way that they did the last time. And you know what they say about assumptions. So then he was also talking about you can change the future by what you do in the present. So jumping back into the sports part of it, jumping back into the sports analogy, there were statistics back in the day for the NBA. Um, Statistically, they were like, when you run the fast break, statistically, the best shot to shoot is the layup, right? Because the layup is the easiest shot in basketball. The layup is when you're basically right next to the basket and you just lay the ball in off the glass. Easiest shot in basketball when you're on the fast break, which is when you get a rebound, you're running the court, and you're breaking out. That's what they call it, the fast break. Then here comes Steph Curry. Those statistics were still saying the same thing when he got into the NBA. But he was like, you know what? I'm going to stop and take a 3-pointer because 3 points are better than 2. And the thing is, people used to live with those 3-pointers and call them bad shots because it's like statistically, this is a bad shot. You know how he changed the statistics for those 3-point shots? He worked on them. And then he put his percentages up higher. He scored those statistically bad shots at such a high percentage that they had to change the scouting reports. And then everybody else started working on those same 3-point shots, and collectively, the league got better at those shots. And now they're not bad shots anymore. They're not considered bad shots anymore. So that's just one example right there of uh, past outcomes being used for a current game plan and somebody coming in and being a game breaker. And, so that's kind of the way that I feel about AI. I definitely use it a lot. I never used to use it at all. Now I use it quite a bit. But at this stage, there's some human elements that are missing, I would say, from AI. AI misses some things, and that was a really interesting food for thought of the person saying, I said telling me like they were talking to me, of the person saying in the podcast, Trevor Noah saying in his podcast episode, that those chats, Chat GPT and AI and stuff, rely on the past to predict future outcomes, but you can change future outcomes with what you do in the present. And it's just like, you're not really going to get ahead doing that. You can learn how to do things in a better and more efficient way than how they were done before, but it requires more thought and innovation. It requires you challenging those statistics and those past outcomes by doing different things. Like you can still use the statistics. Don't get me wrong. You can still use the statistics, but things are always evolving. It's like my old personal trainer, he gave me hi Cass. He gave me like a meal plan. I mean, he showed me like this meal plan book with different things about different meals and blah 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 whatever, right? But the book was from the 80s or 90s or something. It's an old book. And in 2025, the foods aren't the same. So, the principles might be the same, but the foods are not the same. The way they make the foods are not the same. The things they put in the food. So you still have to make adjustments. And then we learn new things about different foods and what they do to the human body over the course of time. Oh no, I'm gonna have to mute this. Champ Camp, December 7th. It will be available. It will be live streamed. The live streaming, I'm not gonna lie, the live streaming is a little bit on the clunky side. What I mean by clunky is it's not like a YouTube live stream or a TikTok. It's not like a thing where there's just a link and then you could just click on the link and instantly watch. You have to sign up for his website, and then on the day of the event, you go on his website, and then you scroll down, or you scroll down the page and then you find it, and then it says live stream. It's not easy to find. It's not the easiest to find, is what I'm saying. It's actually streamed via Twitch. So I don't know if he has like a Twitch account that you can go on directly, or if it's you can only get on via that hyperlink. But either way, I'm hopefully gonna have some of my own footage. But it's December 7th. It's exactly 1 month from today. So what I've seen about it, I don't know what kind of challenges this one will have. The last one, it had a few things. Like it was okay. This one is probably going to be bigger than that one, and I kind of assume it's going to have more challengers there and other people from different shows, because it's on the heels of their charity event that they do in Florida. That's the same weekend that I might try to see if I can go to one or two of those events. Um, Somebody's exercising in the parking lot. That's what caught my attention. It's one of my clients. Let me see. Yeah, I'm about to go back on mute though, because they have probably some popular Spanish music in this store that I'm going into. So yeah, so Champ Camp, believe it or not, I do really intense fitness competitions like every year. I just did one. I just did two in the last 2 months. Champ Camp makes me nervous. I'll tell you why. number one, I'm going to be competing in front of all these challengers, right? That's first and foremost. Normally, when I go to any challenge events, the onus is on them. Nobody's coming to see me, so I'm there. You know, I'm just over there to have fun. This one, I'm actually going to have to participate in a competition. And then it says that they're participating for a golden ticket. What the golden ticket is that he said the people who got the golden ticket in Champ Camp number one go to a finals against the people who are going to be getting their golden ticket at Champ Camp number two, which is the one that I'm about to go to. And then those people will compete in like a final Champ Camp not conversation, competition for all the marbles. What all the marbles are, I have no idea. I'm not really in it for the marbles per se. Like, obviously, I'm going to go and try my best and do my best and see what happens. Whether I win or lose is a little bit irrelevant to me because it's just really getting to go over there, meet those challengers, compete in the competition. Hopefully, it's fun and hopefully, I'm good at it. But I'm not lining myself up to say that I'm going to go there and if I don't win, I get nothing out of it because I already know that's setting yourself up for failure. So that's all. That's all. Just gonna go and see what I can do. Hopefully get some cool footage. Maybe beat somebody. Maybe beat a couple people in some competition. Maybe go against Jordan in something. Hopefully win. I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. I'm Oh, Did you watch Squid Game? Did you watch the first four episodes of Squid Game? Because they made it so cinematic. Like it's so cool how they improved on it. In my opinion, I don't really go off of. I don't really look at other people's opinions. I just kind of ask what people are thinking on my channel. But for me, I love the way that they really. I think they did a better job of incorporating people's storylines into the game. And I don't recall them really plugging in. I think they looked at other reality TV shows and kind of found a better way to make this a little bit more like those. Those are my thoughts. I'm about to walk into the building. If I can make it through without anyone bothering me, I might just walk through and go into my office and not turn off the live. We'll see how this goes on the next episode of Big Brother. If I have to turn off suddenly, thanks for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, all that wonderful stuff. All right. See if a miracle can happen. I have a family ministry. Don't tell me you're losing it. Yeah. You too. Have a good week. You too, Liz. Thank you. You got it out, Donato? Yeah. Okay. Keep things on the up and up. Got you. I had them come early because Jay was right now. Yeah. So I don't want to run late. Okay. I'm leaving a little bit early. But they're off Tuesday, right? Yeah, they're off Tuesday, yes. Okay. I'll see you Thursday then. Thursday, okay. Contact me if you need me. Okay, all right. Thank you. Why do you look like that? Oh, it's like what happened? What did Emily do? Oh, you're sleepy too. Mm. Oh. Everybody makes fun of my office having pink walls. You probably can't see them well. That's my dartboard. This is what I do when I have serious business to do, right? Serious business when I close my door. Shoot. Hit up the dartboard. Alright, I gotta make one for the camera. Yeah. Then I got my clock that doesn't work properly. It's a cool clock. Doesn't work for some reason. Hmm. None of these are mine, but I like them anyways, right? My little basketball hoop. Hmm. 7 rules of life. My calendar, which I haven't flipped obviously in 2 months, 3 months. A motivational poster. Oh, MJ picture, which I want to print a better one. I'm about to do that today. That's Grandpa. I loved this picture so much when I saw it last month in my grandma's house. I was like, I must print it. All right. I'm actually not going to stay on too long, but oh, mindful tour. Okay, everyone. Oh, I got like a cool pen holder also. Someone said my office is eclectic. Yeah, I guess. Got the pen holder. Got the light up pumpkin that I got from Stop and Shop. I've never decorated an office before, even though my office is still a little on the rough side. Um, I have elements that would make this a good office once I sit in here long enough to make it happen. That's cool, Ma. All right, jumping off. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to get notified of when I drop some more great content. Shout out to my top fan, Cast Wash Wash, my number 2 fan, Ma, and my number 3 fan, Shanna. I was about to say Shauna. Shanna. And talk to y'all soon. Giyar.